It's been 6 months of quarantine now, and I live exclusively in pajamas. If you haven't noticed in the majority of our videos, I am dressed like a gremlin. That is because, largely, why bother getting dressed when you've got nowhere to go? So what I'm going to be doing today is taking 2 dresses that I already own and changing them to better suit my current style choices, as well as making a skirt completely from scratch. One of my favorite things about being able to sew is being able to modify clothes that I get from Goodwill or I've had for a while and modify them to my tastes so that it feels unique. It feels like it belongs to me. It's not just a off-the-shelf something that everybody has. And I love being able to make my own skirts and make my own dresses. I'm not a fantastic sewer, I'm chaotic, I'm sloppy, but when I'm making things for me, it doesn't really matter. Any mistakes, meh. It's mostly involving ruffles, not gonna lie.
Here is the first dress that actually involves no ruffles whatsoever. The first thing I needed to do for this dress was to take up the straps to raise the bust line. I did this by measuring how far I wanted to raise them, seam ripping where they were originally attached, marking out my new line with pins, and then bringing them together so that I could sew them without losing any of the original strap fabric. And then I just sewed them into place. Once I was happy with the new adjusted bust line, I needed to figure out what to do with these weird, kind of off-the-shoulder peasant sleeves that made absolutely no sense.
I think my plan is that I'm going to cut off the majority of this sleeve and leave about 3 or 4 inches here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part of the sleeve, bring it around here to the top part of the sleeve, attach it, and then cut it to a length I like and make like almost like a little fluttery, leafy kind of looking sleeve. I kind of want to do just like from this point to this point. Come here and do that. Okay. Oh dear, I am regretting my choice to pin this. Okay, I gave up on pinning. So here we are in the land of probably bad choices, but I don't really care right now because I'm done with pinning because it sucks.
Giving into my laziness, I just matched the edges up as best I could and then sewed them together. And then I also went around and hemmed the parts that I had cut earlier so it didn't get too raggy. And here it is in my bedroom mirror, but you'll get a better shot later. And now on to the purple dress. I really like this dress, but it's always felt a little short, so I decided to add a ruffle, and I got super lucky that this fabric I had actually matched the purple color perfectly. After deciding the width that I wanted my ruffle, I marked it out on the fabric and then tore it along the grain line. This actually gives you straighter edges than if you just cut it, and it is really satisfying to do. I cut too much fabric. The next step was joining all of the strips together into one monster length of ruffle. And then I hemmed the sides down, which took years and years of my life. Seriously, you're watching this sped up 1,000% and cut. I had to live it. See how happy I look with my super long piece of fabric? And now I have to hem the other side as well.
Success! Oh my god, it took so long. Very nearly 40 minutes. This took 40 minutes to hem. So the way I gather things, for some reason, the sewing the basting thread through and pulling and gathering doesn't work for me. I've never been able to get it to work. So I do the quartering method, where I'm basically just gonna take my skirt and I'm going to half it and put pins in, and then I'm gonna half it this way and put pins in, and then this way and this way and this way and this way, and then I'll do the same with this till I have the same number of sections, and then I'm just gonna pin them together and kind of make approximate ruffles.
Approximate Ruffles, band name, I called it.
It's probably the longer way of doing this, but I don't know, it's less frustrating for me, so that's what we're doing, because if I get frustrated, I give up. So now you get to enjoy watching me pin.
It's okay, I hate watching me pin too. I made this ruffle entirely too massive. The pinning of it, the quartering of it took forever because finding those edges was near impossible. I am honestly surprised that I lasted as long at this as I did before I completely gave up.
I'm just gonna do it and then I'll fix it on the skirt. It's fine. I'll fix it later. I'm so tired. Okay, see, it's not too bad actually. If you look at like the difference in length, it's actually never mind. It's like it's fine, but it's not.
So I proceeded to pin and gather until I broke that final, very fragile thread that was holding my sanity together.
Roughly there. Roughly.
Wow.
And here we are. We made it all the way around. So you could just bunch it up in the sewing machine as you go. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go around at least once more and try to have everything again now that it's all together. Yeah, so this is going to take me forever. Never mind, I lied. I am just going to push it onto the machine.
There it is.
Okay, this will be fun. I'm going to regret this choice. La 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 la. We're going to try the bunch up as we go method because I'm feeling lazy today.
Which is different from any other day.
Doing
How?
this longer than I wanted to. Let's put it that way. Oh my god, this looks so cute. Okay. I'm gonna go with the bunch method and just like let it be chaotic. Because why not? It is what it is, and it is cute. Like, oh my gosh. I'm so happy I decided to do this. Do you ever do something for like 20 minutes? And you're doing it solidly and everything's fine, and then you suddenly forget how to do it, like while you're doing it,
Like speaking.
and then you're like, how? Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's crazy. I love it. There's a lot of ruffle happening and it's wonderful.
For the final part of this video, I'm going to make a tiered peasant dress out of this sunflower fabric. At some point in the future, I will probably make a video on how I make these skirts, but the basic pattern is that you want each tier of the skirt to be roughly a third larger than the tier above, so that there's a nice gather when you bring it together. Sorry, I just find tearing fabric so satisfying, and I couldn't bring myself to edit any of it out of this video because I love listening to it. Quick change of location here. We're at our friend Danny Hogger's house because Davis and I do not have an air conditioning, and it has been a very warm summer here. Danny and his family are the other half of our quarantine pod that have kept Davis and I from completely going insane the last few months. Also, the majority of the music you hear in our videos was made by Danny Hogger. There will be links to his channel in the description and the end card. In that very sped up time, I hemmed all of the edges of my fabric and sewed them into loops. And here I am gathering together the first and second tier of the skirt and pinning them into place before proceeding to smush them through my sewing machine. For how much I hate pinning gathering and sewing gathering, I definitely do it a lot. Like a lot. Like I put ruffles on everything these days. Even this skirt, which has a bunch of gathered tears, I decided to add a ruffle to make my life even more difficult. Finally, I was able to thread the elastic through the skirt and then sew it up so I could wear it. Real talk though, when my glasses slip down my nose like this, I think I look like a really mean librarian. So yeah, in spite of all the pinning, I love making these skirts. I think this is the 4th skirt like this I've made. And all in all, they really only take a few hours for me to complete. And now some awkward footage of me wearing these clothes.
Belled? No, they have a shape. Is a shape a word? Oh yeah, it's a word, but it's fun being left alone with your thoughts.
This is the dance I do when I don't know what to do in front of the camera. Yeah, I was super awkward doing this. More dancing. Wow.
I'm so shiny. Why is that stuck in my head today? But your armor's just not hard enough. I've got Moana's song stuck in my head.
And I can just sew it this way. Don't do this. Don't put pins in your mouth. You will get in trouble. I will call your grandmother. I tried to convince Davis to let me get a stroller for the cats. He did not. This is so uncomfortable.
You're walking. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful nature is. Oh my goodness, it is wonderful. Thank God I have this green dress to wear as I take my constitutional in the beautiful garden that is our backyard.
So uncomfortable.
You're a fairy. You're a fairy hunter. You don't want to eat them, you just want to see them. You want to wish upon them. Wherever did my fairies go? Oh. Do a backpack kid. Yeah, don't do that. Nice.
So dizzy. Welcome to Tia Doesn't Know How to Human. I didn't leave the house before quarantine, to be perfectly honest.